Since it's your first communion, I'd like to invite those who are making their first communion to come up here and I'll tell you a story. How's that? So just come up here and you can sit down. Oh, good job. This is your first time getting up here? It's pretty impressive, isn't it? It's what? Oh, don't be nervous. There was this little girl that lived a couple hundred years ago, and sad thing is that she lost her parents, so she was all alone. But this family took her in kind of as a servant, and she was in charge of taking care of the sheep. But the family, they were really mean to her. They wouldn't even let her sleep in the house. She'd have to sleep with the sheep, but that's okay. She liked sheep. If it was raining, they'd let her come in and sleep under the stairs. But just imagine if you had no parents and all you had was sheep, and she was always dirty. You know, nobody combed her hair, so she was always kind of a little bit of a mess. And the worst part is, not only did she lose her family and had to work as a shepherdess, the other kids were really mean to her. They'd throw rocks at her, and they would insult her and say, you know, you have no family. And they'd say, you're ugly, because she was always a mess. And they used to mock her, but, you know, when they would, making fun of her, she'd say, no, I'm beautiful, you just can't see it. Or when they'd say, you have no family, she says, I have a family, it's you who can't see it. And pretty soon they realized this little girl is very holy because she could talk to the animals, you know, kind of like St. Francis. And in fact, she would take her staff and she would stick it in the ground and she would tell her sheep, don't move, and then she'd go to Mass. Well, pretty soon everybody realized this little girl is very holy. And they asked her, they said, where did you learn all this? And she says, oh, I learned it at the Eucharist. She said, in the Eucharist, that's where I discovered I am loved. I might be dirty, but I am loved. And she felt so much love and that she was so beautiful. She'd often take flowers and make them into a wreath and put them in her hair, like you guys have. Because she believed she was incredibly loved, and that's what the Eucharist taught her. And not only that, she said, the Eucharist taught me that I too have a family, and you're part of my family. It's that you can't see. And she said, I'm even one with all those in heaven. And she said, no matter how mean you people were to me, I believed in forgiveness because the Eucharist taught me that I have to love everybody. And she ends up changing that little section of the world. And as I said, where did she learn it all? She learned it from the Eucharist. Or another story. There's another girl who, in her journal, she wrote about her first communion. And her name was Saint Therese, Therese of Lisieux. And when you guys were coming to Mass, did you notice a statue outside in that corner? You can't see it through the wall, but did you guys, anybody notice that statue out there? That's Therese. And Therese, she also lost her mother when she was quite young, but she wrote in her journal, she said, you know, on the day of my first communion, when I took communion, she said, I felt loved. Not only did she felt loved, but she said she felt very close, that her mother was there. And she felt so loved, she said, at that day I dedicated that my life would be an ocean of love back to everybody else. And I just tell these stories for really this reason. That today you're going to receive your first communion, but what you're really going to do is also make this contract with God. You're going to promise God something. The ancient way of making a deal with God, a contract with God, is by sharing in a meal. It's all through the Bible. And the deal that you guys are going to be made is kind of like the two girls I spoke about before. that when you receive your first communion, you're making this promise to God. And the reason why we waited until you're old enough to have your first communion is so that you can understand this. You know, we could have done it last year or the year before or when you were a baby, but we wanted to wait until you're old enough to understand what the body and blood of Christ is. Also, that it's making this contract, and the contract is that if you receive the life of Christ in the Eucharist, then you have to live like Christ. That you're promising, like Saint Germain or Saint Therese, that your life will be an ocean of love back to everybody else. Doesn't matter how mean people treat you. They can say you're ugly or mock you. And you're making a promise that you'll just love them back. And so on your first communion, we're hoping that from this day all through the rest of your life, when you receive communion, that you're really making this promise of love. And like Saint Germain and like Saint Therese, we're hoping that you grow in unity, that you be able to see all people as part of your family, even all those in heaven you're connected to. Today we're praying that you'll discover that. And we're also praying that you guys remember this. And Therese wrote this. I like this because I think it's poetry. Therese, she wrote, on the day she received her first communion, God kissed her heart. And so she said her life will be dedicated to love. And so today, remember your first communion. We're going to be praying for you, and we pray that over a lifetime, like these two girls, what you have to offer back when you receive communion is the love of God for everybody. So I tell you what, stand up, and you can go back to your parents, and then we'll all stand.